Alexander Zverev's lefty streak grows still. Rafael Nadal was a different story. Alexander Zverev started his 8th ATP Finals campaign with a 6-3, 7-6 triumph over Ben Shelton. World number 3 has quietly built one of the most remarkable streaks on the ATP Tour. The 28-year-old extended his dominance over left-handers by defeating the American in straight sets, marking his 36th win from the previous 37 encounters against southpaws. Alexander suffered a tough loss to Marc-André Huesler in the Davis Cup at the beginning of 2023. Since then, he has won all but one matches against left-handers, including the Roland Garros triumph over nearly retired Rafael Nadal. While enjoying his run, Zverev was quick to put it in perspective, with Nadal's name entering the conversation. During the peak years of the Spaniard's remarkable career, facing a left-hander was never something he or anyone else could treat lightly. As world number 3 admitted, his record would not look the same with healthy Rafa around. Thus, he recognized the Spaniard's unique spin and tactical intelligence that made him the ultimate champion. Alexander beat Rafa 4 times while losing 7 matches. Still, Zverev's comfort against left-handers is no coincidence. Growing up alongside his older brother, Misha, a classic lefty with sharp serves and a heavy slice, helped him to get used to their patterns early. That familiarity helps him today big time. The German acknowledged the emerging new generation of talented and crafty lefty players. He mentioned Ben Shelton and Jack Draper as established stars and praised Hugo Humbert and Lern Etienne for their explosive games and creativity. Alexander's results in this specific category speak for themselves. Until someone cracks his code, he remains the tour's unsolved puzzle for lefty rivals. And once again, things are much easier when Rafael Nadal in his prime is not around. Look, I think left-handers are always difficult to play against. When Rafa was around, I do not think this record stood in my favor. I think there were a few years where there were not really any great left-handers when Rafa retired. Now we have Ben Shelton and Jack Draper, the top 10 materials, as well as Hugo Humbert and Lern Etienne, who play incredibly well. There are some excellent left-handers out there. I grew up playing with my brother Misha, who is a typical left-hander with his serve, slice and style of play. It was the most left-handed game possible, and I got used to it. Maybe that experience helps me today, Alexander Zverev said. Elena Rybakina admits she was well aware of what happened in Berlin when she and Aryna Sabalenka found themselves playing a second-set tiebreak in Riyadh, as the Kazakh just wanted to stay fully focused and avoid another catastrophe. After winning the first set of the WTA Finals title match with a 6-3 scoreline, the world number 5 impressively completed a 2-set win over Sabalenka by not dropping a single point in the second-set tiebreak. In their WTA Finals tiebreak, Rybakina was clinical, and it came 5 months after she suffered one of the most brutal and stunning losses of her career. On the grass courts of Berlin, the Kazakh made an outstanding start to the third-set tiebreak of her quarter-final match against Sabalenka, and opened a 6-2 lead to clinch 4 consecutive match points. Still, she ended up losing that match after the world number 1 stunningly won the next 6 points to register an improbable 7-6, 6, 3-6, 7-6, 6 win. I have no idea how I was able to win those last points. I think I just got lucky, to be honest, the Belarusian confessed after the Berlin match. Rybakina. Losing the Berlin tiebreak was tough. I wanted to stay focused in the moment this time. I remember earlier this year we played a third-set tiebreak in Berlin, where I was leading and had multiple match points. That one was really tough. This time I just tried to focus on every single point without thinking ahead until I actually got to match point. Only then did I realize LD won because I was so focused in the moment. Looking back now, the first few points in that tiebreak were absolutely crucial, the Kazakh said after beating Sabalenka to clinch her maiden WTA Finals title. Rybakina and Sabalenka met 4 times during the second part of 2025 and split wins.